Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Bazzle Spot Live. We are here again on Battle Spot, but this time with something very different. Last 2 weeks we've been using Gravity and it's been doing pretty well. We've raised our rating quite high here on Battle Spot, but let's ruin it. Let's use basically a version of my 2016 Worlds team, obviously with a few things changed. Smurgle can't have Dark Void anymore, Thunderous has changed to a Nihilego, but it's essentially the same team. So I've been messing around with it. Let's see how it goes. I'm not holding out too much hope for it, but I don't know. I think it can still do something, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, if it goes terribly, then it goes terribly, doesn't it? You know, behold the rating while we've got it, because we're soon probably going to lose it. But I don't know. You know, it's all for fun, isn't it? Coming on BattleSpot, playing stuff with some weird stuff. I don't know, I did enjoy my 16 team, obviously, and this is pretty much RAYQUAZA included, you know, pretty much as close to it as you can get. Obviously, I've changed to Thunderous, but Thunderous cannot Mega Evolve, as I'm sure you know, in this Sun series of VGC 19, so regular RAYQUAZA is pretty useless, I'm going to say, but it's a slightly different RAYQUAZA. I've put some different moves on it, different set, obviously. Can't have Dragon Ascent, its best physical flying attack is Aerial Ace now, so I've swapped a few things around, and actually the first battle we find is against someone with a jump off, which is going to be trying to take advantage of Chlorophyll. Now our RAYQUAZA can stop that. Ludicolo, he hasn't got any Kyogre, but this is where RAYQUAZA actually does some business. You know, not saying I'm going to bring it to this match, but just in theory, you know, it stops stuff like Ludicolo in the rain and potentially Jump Off in the Sun, but Jump Off in the Sun is still faster than everything else on this team. So, you know, not sure how useful it's going to be here, but I don't know. This is tricky, isn't it? Let's think about how we're going to approach this, because you can imagine they're going to lead with Groudon and Jump Off, because straight away they threaten with Sleep Powders and Encores and stuff like that. If we Geomancy, it will still be faster. So I'm thinking about going for something like this. I want a Fake Out and a Xerneas to lead. But do I want Smurgle or do I want Scrafty to lead? Because if I'm thinking he's going to go with Incineroar, then I want Smurgle leading. So yeah, we'll go with Smurgle Xerneas. We will take RAYQUAZA in the back, and I think we do want a Volcarona in the back as well, just because he has got 3 grass types there, and he has got his own Xerneas as well. So Scrafty would be good in this, but I'm not going to take it. So, you know, fingers crossed we can get things off to a good start. It's, I don't know, it's fun to try different stuff, I suppose, isn't it? It's fun to try using old teams in new formats. You might have played me on Showdown. I have been messing around with this. Got to a vaguely decent rating, over 1,600 with this, so that's not too bad, is it? So obviously can win some games. And he's actually gone with Xerneas and Ludicolo, which is very interesting. Because, well, you can imagine we're probably going to trade Fake Outs here. And that looks like his Fairyore are going first. So this is a speed tie then. So his Xerneas is also max speed. Now he doesn't know my Smurgle is Scarfed. So you would imagine we're going to maybe try and trade Fake Outs here. You would imagine, wouldn't you? So can I be cheeky? Can I try and Spore the Xerneas? If I Spore the Xerneas and Geomancy, worst case scenario is he goes for a Fake Out into my Xerneas and he gets a Geomancy. No, because then his Spore. Yeah, okay. Let's just do this. Let's go for a Spore and a Geomancy. If he does go for a Fake Out into my Smurgle for whatever reason, and we both Geomancy up, yeah, okay. I'm not too worried because I have got my Volcarona in the back with the red card. So now he knows that my Smurgle is Scarfed, and my Xerneas flinches last, interestingly enough as well. So either that's a Scarfed Smurgle, or is a Scarfed Xerneas rather, or is one a speed tie, you know, not that we've made moves yet twice. So he's probably thinking that his Xerneas is faster. The Ludicolo is possibly just going to attack into Smurgle here, you would imagine, because he knows that I'm Scarfed now. But do I want to just bring Volcarona in on an attack and potentially waste its thingy? I'm not sure I do. Yeah, I think I do. I'm fine with this. Because I've got Whirlwind as well, and we have got sleep turns in our favour with his Xerneas as well. I can imagine just a Scald into the Smeargle slot though, which will eject his Ludicolo into something. Oh, I was really tempted to Spore into that slot, but I suppose it's a good job I didn't, because as we can see here, Jumpluff would not have been affected by that. But I was seriously considering going for the Spore there, but I thought the switch out might have been slightly more beneficial for us. Now we've got our Geomancy. His Xerneas is fast asleep, so now we know it is definitely a speed tie. But the Jumpluff, the thing I'm worried about is this Jumpluff having a Focus Sash on it, because he is probably going to try and do something nasty, like a Sleep Powder, for example. Okay. I'm thinking I want to maybe protect my Xerneas and overheat into the Jumpluff, but that's a call, isn't it? Do we just Dazzling Gleam? I think we'll just Dazzling Gleam. He can miss Sleep Powders. So this is probably Groudon coming in then. Oh no, or not. I thought he might have been trying to get his Groudon in just for the Chlorophyll the next turn. Jumpluff Protect, which is fair enough. So this Jumpluff is maybe going to be a bit of an issue. We don't know if it is Sash or not yet, and we'll see if this. Yeah, we'll see how much damage it does to Ludicolo there with the Dazzling Gleam. Does a decent chunk. But now it's threatening with Fake Outs, obviously, and Sleep Powders again. Now I'm very tempted to bring Rayquaza in here. I'm just very worried about him going for a Sleep Powder into the Volcarona slot. I don't think he'll do that. And Jumpluff hasn't got Whirlwind or Roar or anything like that, so I think I'm fine doing this. If he takes this turn to sort of bait me out and bring his Groudon in for the Sun and the Chlorophyll boost, then I've got my Rayquaza in here and there will be no Sun. So he's not making a double back into his Groudon. So we'll see if he makes some kind of call here and Sleep Powders into the Rayquaza. He doesn't, thankfully. Yeah, okay, so worst case scenario was he Sleep Powdered into the Rayquaza, and then we would have been looking a little bit iffy, but thankfully he didn't. And now we can just go for an Extreme Speed into Jumpluff. First time seeing Extreme Speed this format. And Ludicolo, if he's got Ice Beam, threatens Rayquaza. I think a Dazzling Gleam should finish off Jumpluff. I think. If it doesn't, then I'll be regretting going for a Dazzling Gleam, but he's smartly just protected it. So we'll see what he's going to bring in now then. If he brings in his Xerneas, then that's not really an issue for us. If he brings in his Groudon, then again I've got my Airlock. There is no Sun. So no Chlorophyll boost. And he's bringing in his Groudon, so maybe he is unaware of Airlock. But Groudon, I mean, maybe if it's banded, can maybe knock out Xerneas, but I'm not sure even then. So I'm just going to go for an Extreme Speed into Jumpluff. The Airlock is preventing his Chlorophyll and a Dazzling Gleam, which again should finish the Jumpluff off, and definitely put Groudon in range of another Dazzling Gleam. So I think we should be okay here. The Airlock is actually doing some business for us. Okay, so Extreme Speed. First time seeing that animation. Oh, I'm not sure if that Dazzling Gleam is going to knock out Jumpluff. Oh, it does. Yeah, I mean, depending on spreads, how bulky it is. And it's just gone for a Rock Slide, so there's no... I can't remember what it's called. Delta Stream, that was it. No Delta Stream this time, because it is just a normal Rayquaza, but it's life up, so, you know, super effective damage with the Rock Slide there. And now we can very safely just go for a Moonblast and attack into the Groudon to finish that off. Worst case scenario, if the Moonblast doesn't knock out his Xerneas in one hit, Handy wakes up and protects the Groudon. Yeah, I'm not sure there is really a worst case scenario there. We've still got all 4 Pokemon left, we've still got lots of wiggle room. So Earth Power is our only 100% accurate move on Rayquaza here, so we'll do that into the Groudon. And just Moonblast into the Xerneas here. So you can see we've got a bit of a mixed Rayquaza going on here. We've got Extreme Speed and 2 special attacks, Air Slash and an Earth Power. Just to cover things like Stack Attacker and whatever as well. I was, you know, flip-flopping between Earth Power and Flamethrower. Actually, I had both of them before I had Extreme Speed. And I thought Extreme Speed might be quite handy. And Earth Power and Flamethrower do kind of cover the same kind of things too. Especially with the airlock, so there's no, you know, no worry of rain dampening Flamethrowers and whatever. But, you know, I'm very satisfied with that. Rayquaza actually did some business. So, now we're in between battles. I'll take this time to just say that these future Bazzle Spot videos, I think, are probably only going to have 2 battles in them. So, you know, apologies if you enjoyed my, you know, 40-minute opuses, but I'm very busy, basically, and, you know, 2 battles is still, you know, the standard, really, isn't it? 2 battles is still pretty good for 1 video, so, you know, they're going to be a little bit shorter, these videos, just 2 battles per video, but I'm sure we can enjoy them just the same. It just means that I'm going to be uploading every day still as well, which I've been trying to keep going, trying to keep consistently pushing forward with these uploads, because I think you guys have been enjoying it. So 2 battles a day means that I'm hopefully not going to get so, you know, stressed out and burnt out, and you're not going to get sick of seeing the same teams over and over and over again, I suppose, as well. So we are, well, I suppose we're even higher on the Battle Spot ladder now, strangely enough, after winning that last game. So I don't know, this is where it's going to take an hour to find an opponent, isn't it? So so if this video actually is like 45 minutes long, then, you know, just skip forward like 20 minutes and finally we will have found an opponent. But I don't know. I'm satisfied with that last game though, because that was a perfect example of Rayquaza's airlock still actually doing something with the Jump Bluff. Just very glad that a combination of Extreme Speed and Dazzling Gleam did knock the Jump Bluff out, because when I saw the Extreme Speed damage, I was a little bit shaky, because Jump Bluff, you know, although it is a floating cottonweed thing, it is surprisingly bulky, or can be, depending on how it's trained. So here we go again, the the wait between battles. So I don't know, it's like understandably so, no one really is using Rayquaza, just because it is not very good without Dragon Ascent. I can't wait for the Ultra Series, you know, the last one, so that I can use Mega Rayquaza again, because then it will be faster than things like Kartana and, you know, all those other nasty threats. There we go, will be faster than, you know, Lunala and all of the things that are faster than base 95, you know, on the first turn as well, because in 16 you had to protect to get the speed boost before, there you go, before you could guarantee to outspeed things like that. So, yeah, I don't know, normal Rayquaza did something for us in that game. That maybe that'll be the only battle this whole week where Rayquaza does something. And if that is the case, then thank you, Rayquaza. You can go and sit back in your box now. But you know, hopefully we get to bring it again. But just like in 16, this team is based more around the Xerneas, I suppose. The thing with the 16 team was like the Rayquaza had Swords Dance. Rayquaza still gets Swords Dance, but like I was saying, Aerial Ace is its best flying physical attack. So Swords Dance, Aerial Ace, not really convinced with that one, to be honest. Because there were 2 threats that they could set up, they complemented each other like that. Because Xerneas really is the only one that sets up here, I do have to focus more on the Xerneas mode, I suppose. But I don't know, it really is happening again, isn't it? We're sitting here on Battle Spot waiting for ages. This really is going to be 45 minutes of me just sitting here waiting for an opponent, isn't it? But I don't know, if it is, isn't it? And this is what happens when you get vaguely towards the higher end of the ladder. Like, I've not looked on the global link rankings or anything, but I'm pretty sure over 1,800 was in the top. I mean, it's probably top 20 in the world, top 20, top 30, yeah, that sort of area in the world now. So I don't know. We must be, you know, top 100, you know, maybe top 50 at this point. So come on, people, let's play Pokemon. I mean, I pick a different music every time, don't I? Don't actually listen to the music myself. Team Skull Boss. Why not? So, yeah, here we go. How's your day going? Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Tuesday, if you're in Australia. Oh, dear. Do we really need to pull the tape measure out again? If you didn't watch Friday's video, you're like, what the hell's he on about? Pulling the tape measure? Is a euphemism for something? No, it's the tape measure that is going to make an opponent appear. Or not. Come on, Battlespot. Can we have someone, please? Oh, here we go, thankfully. So, someone from Japan with a pretty decent rating again. And this guy, okay, so this, he's got a couple of things, actually he's got quite a lot of things that I've found to struggle with this team. Lele is an issue for this team. Katana, as you can see, is a bit of an issue for this team. And I have been having some struggles with Dustmane Necrozma as well. So this is potentially not going to go as well as the last battle, but it all depends on the items. So, like, obviously in the best of 3, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with how we're going with this. Like, is that a Scarf Lele? Maybe not, because the rest of his team does look Trick-Room-y, aside from maybe the Katana. So, I mean, the only way to tell if, from my point of view, is if the Lele is Scarfed on it, is if I lead with my Xerneas, because the Fairy Aura and Psychic terrain will activate at different times. But do I want to lead with Xerneas? Because I think he's very likely to lead with at least one of his Steel Pokemon there. Yeah, we'll go Smeargle Xerneas. We will go with Scrafty. We definitely want Scrafty in this one. And it's between Volcarona and Nihilego, because I think both can do something here. But I think we'll go with Volcarona, just because he has got 2 Steel types and a Grass type, 3 Pokemon weak to Fire. But Nihilego can do a few things. I'm slightly more confident in this Nihilego than the one like 2 weeks ago or whatever with the first version of the Gravity team. This Nihilego's got a little bit of a trick on it, which I've not seen anyone else use yet, but some people might be. Let's see what's... I mean, this is not a good lead for us. This is a pretty uncomfortable lead for us, to be honest. So, okay, so that is a Scarf Tapu Lele then. And he can potentially just double into my Xerneas, or he could just double into my Smeargle. Xerneas will survive 1 Smart Strike. So I could bring Scrafty in for the Smeargle for the Intimidate and try and Geomancy there. But the worry is if he does just double into the Xerneas straight away. Because I've got a Smeargle out, I don't think he will do that. I think he is going to be inclined to target the Smeargle, but I'm not sure on these calculations. If he does, like, I'm pretty sure if he does just go for a Smart Strike and Moonblast or Psychic into the Xerneas, then it will go down. So maybe I should be protecting here, but it's not like I can Fake Out next turn. Oh, it's actually going for a Taunt. Scarf Taunt into my what was Scarf Smeargle. That is interesting. And a Swords Dance. Ooh. Now that is painful. If that's a Focus Sash Katana, which I'm kind of expecting it to be, that is going to be a big issue. Oh dear, okay. So at least we know the Lele is scarfed into Taunt now. So if I protect my Xerneas and try and attack into the Katana, what he could maybe protect the Katana and bring in the Necrozma. That wouldn't be good, would it? See, I want to try and break. So I'm worried. Like, if that's not a sash on Katana, then I'm not looking too bad. But I'm worried about it being a sash. So I'm going to go for a knockoff into the Katana and a protect with Xerneas here. Tapu Lele is going to switch out into possibly the Necrozma. I just hope he's not going to protect with his Katana, which I can definitely see him doing. Oh, it's a Psychic Seed, Necrozma. And, yeah, okay, so I could have called that. I could have switched back into the Smeargle for the Scrafty, but now we are in a very bad position. Especially if this Katana is Scarfed. Because we've only got Volcarona Smeargle in the back. Xerneas is set up, but it's not actually going to do anything here, is it? Ooh. Yeah, okay, so when I do try and, wobble this team around and make it into a serious team, I will have to take Katana into consideration, definitely. Yeah, there's not really anything we can do here, is there? Aside from maybe just hope that, well, even if the Katana isn't sashed, then the Necrozma is going to take apart our team. Because he's used his item as well, Knockoff's going to be doing very little. So it is a sash as well, so absolute worst case scenario here. So, okay. Is he Trick Rooming then? He is Trick Rooming, okay. Fair enough. So now Scrafty is the fastest thing. And this Scrafty is actually looking pretty threatening for him now. Until he brings his Scarf Lele back in. More weird game. So does Katana detect here again? And the Necrozma goes for a Sunsteel Strike into Scrafty. Can Xerneas win if we save it? Not sure. We'll go for a knockoff into, not the Necrozma, into the Katana. And we will go for a Dazzling Gleam, just because this kind of forces him to target the Xerneas. He might sort of overcompensate, and if he does just go for a Sunsteel Strike into the Scrafty, then our Xerneas has stuck around a turn, because this is quite an obvious turn that Xerneas could be protecting. And he is at +1 special defense, so my Dazzling Gleam isn't actually going to be doing anything to him. So he has just done it into the Xerneas. Okay, so I felt like 2 critical hits on Xerneas. I felt like Scrafty is maybe the bigger threat for him here, but I've got Scarf Smeargle. He's got Scarf Lele. He's also got a Kyogre, hasn't he? Which means he's pretty much just won the game. Yeah, so this is it, isn't it? Really, this is. We've seen the upsides and the downsides just in this one video, haven't we? The team just isn't prepared for Necrozma and this kind of stuff. Katana as well. And Lele as well. Scarf Lele is an issue. So he literally had all of the things that we really struggle against here. Scrafty, okay, we can go for a knockoff into the Kyogre, I suppose. But I'm imagining it's just going to double into the Scrafty here. Because the Scrafty is really the threat for him. So, yeah, I think we'll try and protect, just to try and wear some Trick Room turns down, but I don't think this is going to go well for us. We are very possibly going to be losing Scrafty now. Kyogre is actually slower than our Scrafty. Is that an Iron Ball Kyogre? It must be. Okay. Iron Ball Kyogre. So now I really have just lost the game. Okay. because we have got a Scarf Smeargle, I mean, if we lock ourselves into Fake Out, then that's useless for the rest of the game. Because he's an Iron Ball Kyogre, he literally just wins the game from here. Yeah, there's nothing we can do, is there? Nothing we can do at all. Try and do something, but it's not going to work, is it? Unless he withdraws his Kyogre for whatever reason, but there's no reason for him to. So yeah, he's even just bringing the Lily in just so that we can't fake out the Kyogre. So it's just, I mean, fair enough. He's just going for a Water Spout, doing what he needs to do. Ooh, we get the double protect, but it means literally nothing there. So we're just wasting our own time now, aren't we? He's actually gone for a Scold. Okay. Into our Volcarona. Well, this game just got slightly more interesting. We've still got one more turn of Trick Room left, haven't we? But okay. But now we're a Scarfed Smeargle locked into either Thunder or Scold. I guess we need to lock into Thunder, don't we? Not sure why he didn't just Water Spout there. I guess he was expecting a Wide Guard. That makes sense. He doesn't know that I'm a Scarfed Smeargle. Now he probably does. But there's not really anything we can do to stop this, is there? So we've got a Scarfed Smeargle Kyogre and an Iron Ball Kyogre. So probably losing our Volcarona here. Wow, critical hit. I'm pretty sure a Psychic would have still knocked us out. But not sure. I mean, if we get a Thunder and a full Paralysis, no, she's gone for a Side Shock, so that would have knocked out the Volcarona either way. I was kind of hoping for a Thunder Paralysis into the Lele there, because now Trick Room's over, the Lele is faster and Scarfed into Side Shock, and it will just be able to win the game for him. So, well, this turned into a slightly interesting end game, but still, Smeargle as a Kyogre, you're yeah, we needed the Paralysis that turn just to have any kind of chance. So yeah, this is, like I was saying, you know, when I do try, or if I try and make this team into like a serious team, we will need to definitely account for things like Necrozma and Kartana, definitely, and Tapu Lele as well. Because those three things are really three of the things that I struggle with most with this team. And you just don't happen to have all three of them. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's been an interesting game, I suppose, hasn't it? But he can just thunder me now and knock me out. So, there we go. I mean, that was an interesting start to using this VGC 16 team in 19. So, you know, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. You know, please like and share and you know, subscribe, because the rest of the week I'll be doing games with this team as well too. So, you know, for better or for worse. So, you know, thanks guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.